You see, yeah, Nick.
Hi there, welcome to another episode of Soulful Talks with Gabby. And today, such a pleasure to have Fei Chen. Fei Chen is a clinical EFT tapping practitioner, published out author, and mentor at EFT Universe, whose work is changing lives from the inside out. Welcome.
Thank you for having me, Gabby.
No worries. So, Fei, please tell us a little bit about you.
Well, I live here in Melbourne and I'm a mum and a wife and I work from home. And I've been a practitioner for about 6 years now and really have found my groove and my purpose in what I think I'm going to do pretty much for the rest of my life. Yeah.
Oh, it's nice to hear that you have it figured out.
Yeah, I know a lot of people don't get there, but I'm glad that I listened. It's been a 20-year journey to get here, right? But I had to listen 20 plus years ago. If I don't listen, I'm not here. Yeah,
That's fantastic.
Yeah.
Thank you. So, why tapping?
Well, tapping for me is something that works from the body and the mind, but brings it to the forefront, like brings it to your conscious mind to process and to release. And I think, like, what's that phrase? The only way is through. It's really about that because you bring it up in your body, you bring it up in your subconscious, or whichever way you bring it up, but you got to work through it. There's no shortcut around it. You don't go around it. You don't go on top of it. You don't dig a hole underneath it. You have to go through it. And I think EFT is a really quick, fast, and productive way to go through it. Yeah.
Fantastic. So, was there a way that you connected with tapping? Because, like, through life, we connect with different disciplines. But
I knew about tapping about 15 years before I became a certified practitioner. I was working at a personal development company at that time. So personal development was already a conversational topic and it was in my languaging by then. And I met one of the trainers at EFT Universe there and she was going through the course and I then found out about who she was, what she did. She tapped with veterans back then.
Okay.
Wow. And she had a few books out. So I knew about EFT tapping through her. But because I was already in the personal development world, I didn't pursue it. Not until 15 years later. And I was a mum working on my previous business, and I was pretty frustrated with that. And that was more on the strategic pipeline of mindset issues with money. And it was really hard getting people to work with me, needing to get over their mindset to get to the strategy, right?
Wow.
And so I changed pipelines. I went, I'm just going to go to the emotional pipeline, EFT, rather than the strategic pipeline.
Okay.
So because I was already immersed in the personal development world, the emotional pipeline's actually second nature for me.
Okay.
So I certified in EFT.
That's lovely.
Yeah.
And thank you for sharing your journey into tapping, and catches my attention because I read somewhere that EFT was developed and the big hit behind it because it was used exactly as a tool to deal with trauma with soldiers, with veterans specifically. So I don't know if you have worked with specific veterans, but I think trauma at some level we're all familiar with it because at some point in a high degree or in a small degree we have all experienced it.
100%.
So what about trauma? So how does it work with TAP and how does it solve it or helps it to work on it?
Yeah. So an emotional incident is a trauma wounding, right?
Okay.
It might be small t trauma. It could be big T trauma,
Okay.
right? But it's really about the emotional wound that is perceived after the incident has happened.
Okay.
Right? So I'm going to use a case study where someone was raped, and she was only little at 11. She came out of the room. Everybody knew what had happened, but nobody spoke about it. And they subsequently got her a nanny to look after her and be with her at all times to guard her safety. But nobody spoke about it. Now, when she was going through the tapping session, it wasn't the incident of rape that was traumatic. It was the fact that nobody spoke about it and supported her emotionally.
Okay.
Because it was shameful. Right? So the wounding was actually the emotional wounding after the event. The event itself wasn't traumatic for her.
Interesting.
Right? So all of us, right? It's not about trauma like a crisis. It actually isn't about an emotional event that anchored in you, that left you unsupported, that made you feel that something was wrong and you couldn't get help. Right? Which was that 11-year-old, unsupported. Nobody talked about it, and she couldn't get help. She didn't know how to. Nobody supported her. They got her a nanny.
Okay. Wow.
Right?
Yes.
So that's an emotional wounding. Now, it doesn't, for soldiers, it's the PTSD.
Yes.
Right? So it's the trauma that's about it repeating in your mind, or just the visual and the sound or a loud burst would bring all that back. But it's all anchored in the body. So all trauma, all angst, all emotional incidences are actually anchored in the body.
Wow.
Right.
How interesting, because at a cellular level, our cells have memory.
Correct.
So, wow.
Yeah. So it's all in the body's memory. So it's in the subconscious and it's in the body. And it's anchored inside, well, the peptides itself is inside cells where the emotion is. So before your prefrontal cortex, your thinking brain's fully developed at 25. If any emotional trauma or emotional incidents was experienced, it's actually anchored in your body. That's why you feel anger. That's why you feel butterflies, or you might hold it in your jaw, or some people might hold it in their hands. Yeah. And so you don't know where it's anchored, and tapping brings it up deliberately because we want to unlock it, not to go over it and make it nice, right? We actually want to bring it up and unlock it. Yeah.
Okay. Wow. Thank you for sharing. It's very intense. So with that, probably you have had clients that in sessions, they can become very intense, the sessions per se.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, they are, because trauma is kept inside what we call a trauma capsule. And inside the trauma capsule, you remember everything. You remember the smell, you would remember the day, what you were wearing, what mum was wearing, what was on the kitchen bench for food. You would remember what you heard, what the weather was. So I'll test for all those things inside a trauma capsule. Because I'll ask the client, do you remember this and do you remember that? And they'll go, yeah, I do. I remember this. I remember that. And I remember I was wearing this dress and mum was wearing this. So I already know that I'm inside a trauma capsule whilst the client's telling me. Like, you don't know, and you don't go, oh, yeah, it's a trauma capsule coming up. You don't. I do.
Yeah, you don't rationalize it.
No, because you just go, I remember the memory vividly.
Yeah.
And I'm testing for how vivid it is.
Yes.
Right?
Yeah.
And that's how I know you're in the trauma capsule. And whilst you're in there, you will feel everything that needs to be felt.
Yeah. Wow.
As a 7-year-old, as a 9-year-old, as an 11-year-old, when you decided those particular things. And so whilst we're in there, that's when the rewiring happens.
Okay.
Right? When people say rewiring, that's the transformation.
Okay.
So you really actually have to unearth it to rewire it and transform it. Doesn't mean you lose the memory. It's still there. It's just that the charge with the memory dissipates. And that's where the emotional freedom is.
Okay.
Now, but without going through that, it's still there.
Okay.
That's why it does take courage. It is quite intense for maybe 10, 15 minutes whilst I'm going through and trying to uninstall the memory from your brain as such, right? But that's the work that needs to be done. That is the healing work. That is the rewiring work and the transformation.
Okay.
So when people think that transformation is just, I don't know, the positivity that comes with it, it's actually not it in our work anyway.
Okay.
Yeah.
And it's not magical, so to speak, like the transformation, sometimes people give it powers of like it magically heals everything and makes everything like better, but you have to do deeper work with that. So it's not like a band-aid.
No, hardly. Hardly a band-aid.
Yeah.
But the freedom that you feel afterwards, you just go, why didn't I do this earlier? Or you might say, what would you say? You'll be different. I can explain this by saying, okay, your subconscious mind, your supercomputer at the back here, fires off at 20 million bits per second. It's a very fast computer.
Okay.
How much do you think this fires off? Your thinking brain.
Probably, I don't know, probably faster.
No, your subconscious brain fires off at 20 million bits per second.
Okay.
Your thinking brain fires off at what? 40.
Oh, okay.
So who do you think is going to win at all times?
Yeah, well, of course.
Right? So when people go, no, I've got control over it, it's like, no, it's already happened. And then you feel it and then you think the thought. It's already happened.
Yeah.
So you up here, your captain of the ship, that's 40 bits per second, think that you can defeat the supercomputer at the back here that's lodged in your body as well. With that fires up at 20 million bits per second, which CPU is going to win?
Yeah, of course.
Right? So when people go, oh no, I'll just do positive affirmations. You can't positive affirmate 20 million bits per second.
Yeah. Yeah, the emotion, the feeling, the intensity, it's too much to just, it goes behind the processing. So that's why you have to do deep work when processing something, because it's not like so easy.
No.
Wow.
You might regulate and feel better, right? Like you might journal something, be creative, and all those methods do decrease cortisol and help you regulate, but it doesn't rewire. I don't think it transforms. It makes you feel better and makes you even create different ideas and insights that you can follow through on if there's commitment to action and nothing intervenes along the way.
Yes.
Right?
Or trauma.
Yeah. Or things that come up, right?
Yeah.
Then it's great to decrease discharge cortisol, feel better, but it's in no way something that transforms and rewires, because this app is firing off at 20 million bits per second.
Okay, got it.
Right.
Thank you. So going steps back to rewiring, because sometimes it's kind of pinned down on what rewiring means. Okay, so EFT rewiring meaning your brain, your cells reconnect with the event in a different way, or what?
Yeah.
What is that?
Yeah, we're looking for and testing for cognitive shifts.
Okay.
Right. So we test a lot with, let's just say it's someone yelling at you and you were little and you're 4 years old and you were terrorized in the moment. And so you avoid conflict for the rest of your life.
Yeah.
Right? You won't stand up for yourself. You will people please because you want to avoid being terrorized as a 4-year-old. It's a 4-year-old memory, a 4-year-old decision. Right? And it's got a lot of clout. It's had decades to gather evidence. Right? So the rewiring's actually finding the base Jenga block that got there first, which is the 4-year-old incident, the memory.
Okay.
Right? Now, I'm not going to go through taking out every single Jenga block to get to the bottom of the block. Right? We're asking the brain and the body where it's stored, what happened, what memory it is, when did it happen, what did I think, how familiar is it? And then bang, all of a sudden you're like, oh, I remember, I don't know why, but that barbecue when I was 4 years old, it keeps turning up. Like, tell me about the barbecue. And they'll remember.
Okay.
Right? And then something happened, someone yelled at her, and she's like, oh, I better be a good girl and not cause trouble. Right? And that anchors it. And then for the rest of your life, it fires off a script saying, be nice, be good, don't cause trouble. You'll get your way that way instead. Right? And you go through life doing that.
Okay.
And going, that's my truth. When it was that incident. So we have to find that base Jenga block.
Okay.
Because when you pull the base out, what happens to the whole Jenga block? Correct.
Collapses.
Yeah. Right? But that's our job.
Yeah.
As a practitioner. Now, you can't do that as you experience in a group work. You can, but like what happened in our group work, there was that one incident. I can't spend my time with her unearthing it because I have to generally make sure that she's okay and then have the collective be shifted as well.
Yeah, there are different levels of depth.
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah.
But that's how the rewiring happens. I got to find that base. I got to find that source memory.
Yeah. Okay.
Right. And then it's the cognitive shift and it's the unhooking of the anxiety, of the deep emotion and the angst from it. And then when we retest and go, all right, let's pretend I'm shouting at you. How are you going to react? Or remember back to when your husband yelled at you a week ago, right? Imagine that, what you're thinking now. And then a perspective change is the cognitive shift.
Yes. Okay.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah.
And thank you for explaining. And I think the take also for you guys is if something happened when we were like 4, 3, 6, whatever, it's like in a way that person that you were at 4 is the one that becomes the captain and is driving the ship.
Yep.
And it's like, oh my God, now I'm thinking as an adult, no wonder why my things are going this way because my 4-year-old captain is driving this, and it's like, oh, no wonder why certain things that I'm detonating my actions, my attitude, it's creating that impact and that ripple effect to whatever is happening around me. So yeah, it's interesting.
I discovered at 28 years old that I chose my career based on a 7-year-old decision.
What career was that?
Oh, I just had to perform well because I came home. I grew up for the first 9 years of my life in Malaysia. So I came with a report card and I had slipped grades in there's 3 terms, right? In term 2, I slipped grades. And so I got a caning.
Okay. Whoa.
Which is really normal in Malaysia, like really normal, like performance, grooming, Asian culture.
Okay.
Right? You would understand.
Thank you for sharing.
Right? And that was really normal.
Yeah.
And so I made a decision at that point that I need to perform well, do really good in grades, otherwise I'm not going to be loved.
Wow.
And then that was standard 2. In standard 3, top 3 in class the whole way through. And then came over to Australia, migrated to Australia, did really well academically, did a double degree at Melbourne Uni, got into 2 or 3 graduate programs, did really well, got promotions and etc. But still dotting the I's, crossing the T's and going, is this it? Is this it? Until I did the work on myself and discovered at 28, oh, I'm in this career because I chose it at 7 years old.
Wow.
So my careers depended on my decision when I was 7. So I'm like, okay, if I forgive that 7-year-old, say that she's loved and she's okay, and here I am at 28, what now? So that's why I said it was a 20-year journey to get to where I am, because I'm now 48. If I didn't make that decision to leave my job at that time, at 28, I just quit, right? And go, I don't know what it is, but I know this isn't it. Because this was chosen by my 7-year-old self. So what do I do now? I had to discover and trust and fall and make mistakes and all that stuff. And then here I am. And I wouldn't change it for the world because I'm just so fulfilled in who I am now.
Wow, that's
right?
great.
But it took me listening and making that action then, right? In my upbringing, that's crazy. Like, no, you're supposed to.
Don't question it.
Yeah, follow your corporate career, do all that stuff.
Yeah.
Right? Yeah.
Yeah. Well, thank you for sharing such a personal story. I think in a way or another we could all relate to that.
Yeah.
Yeah, like upbringings can be challenging, but then again we choose the family that we are born into. But that's
Exactly.
story,
And it's for
right?
you to break through.
Exactly.
The lessons for you to learn and break through, right?
Yeah, yeah.
That was a lesson for me,
obviously. Oh my God. And the importance that you're bringing up into being a conscious parent, of observing if your kid, and we had a conversation before we started the podcast today about nurturing the talent that you find in your kids, right? Like if somebody tells you something or not. And I think your role as not only as an EFT practitioner, but also in a way as a mentor has been so crucial for so many families because get this, they here not only sees adults, sees children as patients. So I give it to you because, oh my God, you have to have the calling first. And also, as a parent, you want to trust your pressured treasures to someone who's trustworthy. And give it to you. If you don't follow Faye, I'll put the details in the description. But I love how you post sessions that you share, keeping the privacy, of course, of your client.
Yeah.
The artwork of your younger patients. Tell us a little bit about that.
Yeah. So I do tapping with children, and I love it. I find that they've got less baggage, so it generally works faster on them, right? And it's a joy working with them. And when parents come to me, sometimes they're at the tail end of what will work for the children. They've looked at counseling, they've done psych sessions, they've done OT, they've done speech therapy. I don't know how speech can accord to that. They tried good rewards, happy reward system, gentle parenting, or like, no, go sit in the corner, go to your room, that sort of parenting, but nothing's working. They don't know what's going on with the child, right? But the child's reacting and they're going, this is not normal, what happened, right? And so parents do come sometimes at the tail end and they go, we may as well try tapping because we tried everything else. And I'll go, don't worry, it's all good. And because tapping works great because, first of all, I'm a complete stranger to the child, right? I'm tapping with them through the screen. They don't need to come and meet me and go, oh, I don't know whether I can speak to the stranger as such. They meet me on the screen. I tell them about tapping and I teach them how to tap and I start tapping with them. Right now, they're doing something somatic so that they're bringing up an ease in their body and relaxing themselves. And we're working on topics and I listen to them and listen to their words. Because inside tapping, we use their words inside the reminder phrases. Okay. And I do a lot of testing because with children, it's very different to adults. Adults I'll be like, what's coming up for you? Or they might interrupt and say, I've got a memory of my grade 2 music class. Right? But with kids, I don't know. They're not just going to tell me a memory. They'll just say, when I was 4, blah, 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 blah. I'm like, oh, it's obviously a memory's come up because they're telling me what happened when they're 4.
Okay.
Right? Oh. Or I'll say things like, even though I annoy my brother, it's because I just feel bored and I want to be entertained. And then they have to repeat themselves. I just feel bored, I want to be entertained. And then I immediately say, is that true? They'll go, yes. Because once you're in your body, you can't lie. The body doesn't lie.
Wow, that's amazing.
Right? They'll say yes or no. Same with adults. Some adults are scared to tap with me because they know they can't lie. right? Because in talk therapy sessions, you can manipulate what you want to say to the therapist.
Interesting.
Right? When you're tapping and I'm asking your body and your subconscious what's coming up, they'll go, and it'll keep coming up until you say it. It'll keep coming up. I've had a client once, she avoided telling me something for 6 months. And then it created a sharp shoulder pain that she couldn't get rid of.
Wow.
So, and she said, I can't get rid of this. I've seen the physio, I've seen the osteo. The only thing that could get rid of it was increasing my antidepressants, like suppressing it. I'm like, So I asked, what is it? What is it? What is it? What is it? And she's like, she stops and she starts crying and she tells me, I've been really avoiding telling you this, but I think I need to cough it up now.
Wow.
And she coughs up what she needs to cough up and it releases. It disappears immediately, right?
She was somatizing things.
Well, it was kept in the body.
Yes.
That particular issue that she didn't want to say was actually kept there until it got so unbearable she needed to say it.
Wow.
And she actually said to me, she goes, Faye, and this is a very smart executive woman. Smart, right? She goes, you know what? She goes, with your sessions, there's no lying. She goes, I can control what I want to say, what I think the therapist wants me to say in a psych session. She goes, I can't lie with you because the body won't let me lie. And so that's the thing. It really takes courage. It's not about being confronted, but whether you're willing to go through it. It's called a breakthrough, not an ease around through. Yeah. And so, but once she did that, we had another session about 10 days later. She goes, it's gone. Completely and utterly gone. She was dealing with it for 6 months. Other health professionals couldn't ease the issue.
Yeah.
It was an emotionally anchored issue.
Yeah.
So you need to get rid of it emotionally as such.
Yeah. Yeah. And adding to that, that's why therapists say that what you don't talk, what you don't share, you'll act on it.
Yeah.
You'll show it with your attitude. And
yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, there you go. No lying in here. So before we go with the next part, I would love to ask you, and at the same time, if we do, of course, for you that you have never seen tapping, and previously you were telling some stories and doing tapping. So from some of you don't know, but I lived in China for 4 years, and of course, the connection is I took some intro in TCM, traditional Chinese medicine. And I remember one of the things that made a lot of sense to me was the connection with the meridians, the points that's a connection of the acupuncture and acupressure.
Correct.
And when I first met Faye here, that was one of my first questions. It's like, does tapping have any sort of connection with the meridians? Because there are specific points in here, and we talked about that.
Yeah.
So
yeah. So in clinical EFT, they've done clinical tests on all these points. That's why we can call it clinical EFT. And it's an algorithm of points around the upper torso, upper body, that you tap on whilst also bringing up and triggering the unease and the emotional unease in your body. Okay. And so we always start on the side of the hand.
Okay, so you want to do something? So let's do it. Why the hand of the side of the hand?
That's there's a meridian point here that goes to the small intestines on the side of the hand.
Okay.
And it's just under the pinky finger.
Okay.
And it doesn't matter whether it's this hand or the other hand.
Okay.
Because we're symmetrical on both sides of our body. Okay. And they have done a clinical test on whether it's a left or a right. Didn't matter, apparently. Okay. And so we always start here, and then we go up to the top of the head, which is the crown point. Okay. Right. And then the next point is the inner eyebrow, where the eyebrow meets the forehead.
Okay.
Inner eyebrow. Yep. Eyebrow meets the forehead. Yeah. And then we go to the side of the eye. Okay. And then the point after that's the stomach point, which is on the bone under the pupil. Yeah, that's the stomach point. After that, we go under the nose. Yep. Mm-hmm. And then the chin point is where the crease is. Yeah. Next is the collarbone point. I don't usually wear necklaces, so on the knobbly bone at the end there, just down underneath it, about 1 centimeter or 2. That's the collarbone point.
Okay.
Yeah. And then the next point, which is the last point of the algorithm, is the underarm point. So 10 centimeters under your underarm on the side. So go for your brass wraps, ladies. Yeah, on the side. And that's the algorithm of all the points. And we come back here.
Okay. And we come back always to this one.
When I'm talking in a session, we come back to this one, but usually inside a tapping session, we just keep on going with a different round.
Okay.
Yeah. And in the tapping itself, I'm creating the scripting for you.
Specific
customized scripting for you.
Okay. Yes.
Right? That you repeat after me.
Depending on what you want to work on.
Correct. Yeah.
Unlock or whatever.
Yeah. You could be working on sleep anxieties. You could be working on emotional eating or emotional drinking. Okay. Or you could be working on procrastination. You don't know why you procrastinate all the time. You tried all these different strategies and it still doesn't work. Then it's something else.
That must be popular nowadays with all the distractions that we get with gadgets. Like, oh my God. Right?
Yeah.
Oh, interesting.
Or you can work on money mindset, right? Again, you might have tried all these different marketing strategies, blah, 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 and still same sort of pattern keeps showing up, right?
Very interesting.
Yeah, or, I'm working with someone actually right now on her love life.
Get that? With tapping.
Yeah, because it's a pattern.
Yes, you're right.
It's a pattern.
It's a pattern.
Right? Or wherever you go to, the same employer turns up, the same friends turn up, the same boyfriends turn up.
Yes.
Right? And you go, the common denominator is you though. Yes. So it's a patterning. So and because the circumstances are different and yet it's the same, then it's obviously an emotional pattern.
Okay. Wow.
Right? Trying to fact find the evidence.
That's beautiful.
The evidence to prove your 4-year-old right, to prove your 7-year-old correct.
Yes. Yeah, very nice. Thank you. So another thing, adding to what you're saying, going in the nitty gritty of the sessions is like living in a country like Australia that many of us have been born overseas. Mm-hmm. Do you find a difference between having the sessions and the repetitions only in English? Have you asked to some clients to do them in their own language? How are you navigating that?
Yeah, so when I tap with someone, even though they're proficient in English, they might call their grandmother by something else, not grandma or nana, right? Or they might call their mum, if they're French, maman and papa, right? So inside the scripting itself, I want them to use their own words about it.
So someone who's watching this or listening to us and is like, oh, but my English is not good, or like I feel like there would be a disconnection because this event happened in, let's say, Chinese, Spanish, French, whatever. Mm-hmm. Okay, they make sure that you work that also using that language, your native language.
Correct. Yeah. Okay. I mean, I won't be discussing it with you, obviously. It will be in English.
Yes.
But when it comes to those certain phrases, right, I want you to repeat them in how you're experiencing it.
Okay.
Right.
Which is important because I think in my experience, sometimes people are hesitant of trying certain therapies here in Australia because, there's no connection because of the language. But don't let the language stop you.
Yeah.
Because there's experience, there's knowledge.
And the element of your body and your subconscious.
Yeah.
Because it's a somatic therapy.
Interesting.
Right? Because regardless of whether you understand what I'm saying or not, if you identified an angry moment that happened, that anger's in your body.
100%.
Right? So I'm bringing it up for you to ascertain what it is, understand what it is, how you've interpreted the meaning in the moment.
Yeah.
As a 5, 7, 10, 15-year-old.
Yes.
Right?
Yeah.
And so that's crucial. Right? Because as soon as you're there, I'll know how to facilitate what you're dealing with even if it's occurring to you in your own head, in your own language.
100%.
Right? And so as I'm repeating it to you, I'll say, I need you to think about what happened. I need you to think about what you said to your mum and what you said to yourself. And afterwards in your room, when you're crying on the bed, what did you actually do? And where do you feel it right now? And they'll go, oh, I feel it in my heart. It feels heavy. It feels like it's all locked up and tense. It's a 10 out of 10. That's all I need, right? But I need you in your memory, right? And that's powerful because then I know what to say to facilitate around that, even though you're experiencing it as a 10-year-old back in your home country. Yeah.
Yeah, thank you. That's very beautiful. It's such a great gift that you have.
Oh,
Faye.
thank
And also,
you.
not that we have known each other for a while now,
Yeah.
but you have also a gift to connect with people. You have a very unique style, and you're very gifted in the way that you deliver what you do. So, of course, the gifts show in their natal chart. So, as you might know, okay, part of the podcast is to discover and unveil a little bit of you,
Okay.
astrologically speaking.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
So Faye has her sun in Aries. So interestingly, of course, that talks about an energy of starting things. So in the way that you portray your beautiful gift and you shine in the world for us, okay, and what you kind of highlight in people, okay, is that the spark of starting a new beginning.
Yes.
So do you see that in what you do?
Yeah. Yes, I do. And also it's almost like revealing the spark.
Love it.
Because it's the becoming of them. They were always there. Right?
Reigniting, maybe?
Yeah. It's reigniting the spark. Yeah. And it feels like a new beginning because it is a lease of new freedom. Yeah, beautiful.
Oh, I like that.
Yeah.
I love it. Thank you. Thank you for sharing and confirming. Also, you have your moon in Aries, so that makes you a double Aries. So, yeah, the moon
Sun and moon in Aries. Wow.
It's beautiful. So the moon in Aries talks about a story of the moon is emotions, the way we react, but also your connection with other women. Is the style of motherhood, your connection with your mom, but also your style of motherhood. Your mom is not around, so let's talk about you. So your style as a mom would be leading by example, like doing things and like not hovering a lot, but more like guidance in a different way. Maybe nurturing leadership in a way.
Yeah.
And also that with other women. Why with other women? Because Venus has that feminine energy.
Right.
Or if you work with souls like I do, regardless of the gender or the preference, it's that connection with a more softer side of the energy in everyone.
Yes.
Okay. And sourcing to that as a connection. Do you feel that in what you do?
Yeah, 100%. So I am quite Aries and in a doing nature in my energy on a daily basis. But when I'm in a session, I drop. I feel myself drop into the feminine and drop it into a different sort of earthly nurturing energy that's really unwavering and it's really quite powerful. I don't know how I drop in, but I just drop there. And I find that even in my sessions, as much as I facilitate, it is a lead. Like I'm making all these different connections because I'm the eyes and the ears outside of the person. So I can see a lot of connections. And at the same time, I can really, there's ways where I will introduce one or two words that will hit it on the head and they'll go, how did you know? Right? So that turns up all the time.
Thank you for sharing, and I love what you said about that earthy connection.
Yeah.
Because your ascendant is in Taurus. So that's where it comes from. And then she goes, oh, no, it makes sense. Because, of course, Taurus is an earth sign.
Yes.
So that's where it comes from. So you have to basically, what you're doing is you ground your energy, which is beautiful because that's the way that you set up a base to a couple of things. Invite the other person's energy to do grounding in order also to facilitate a base for them to do that restart that they need to do in whatever part of their journey they are.
Yeah.
So that's what you have.
Right.
Interesting. And interestingly, the ascendant, the rising sign, is the one I all call it like your business card, like what people see at the beginning. So they don't see the Aries in you. They always see the rising sign first.
Right.
So the rising sign is like a person that is very grounded.
Okay.
That it's maybe not too fast. And I remember the first time that I met you, I met Faye in a networking event, of course, as you do. And I remember my first impression was that you were very grounded, your energy. And also, well, of course, this lady, like, she knows what she's talking about, but also calm, which is not the energy that you would pick up from an Aries. Interesting. So that's your Taurus energy.
Oh, right. Okay, that accords because I had was tapping with a client last week, and she does healing and readings, right? And at the end, she goes, "I'll give you a 5-minute reading," and she goes, "You're very good at being a human because you're very grounded."
There you go.
She actually said that.
There you go. And another thing as a Taurus rising is that you invite other energies to seek for things that they make them feel safe. Because safety is so important for Taurus.
Oh, right.
Safety first. Safety in the way that it means for you, that the way that it looks like for you. You know what I mean? It's like for some people it would be money. For some people might be having a secure job.
Right.
For some people might be having a good and stable relationship. So you, in a way, with that Taurus energy, you bring that in people. So on top of their mind when they connect with you, and probably in sessions, it's like, first of all, you make them feel safe, but also you bring that. It's like, what's important for me to feel safe?
Right.
Do you feel that too in your sessions?
Well, I guess there's what they have to feel safe. I guess I intuitively do it though. That's why I heal all sorts of things in sessions. Like they feel safe enough and trust the space enough to say it, to actually let it come up. Yeah. And I often get people going, "I've never told anybody this," and it comes up.
But you definitely create a safe space.
Yeah.
Otherwise, people would not disclose these things. It's like, it's obvious to me, but anyway. So tell us what's coming. Like, if people want to read a little bit about you, know a little bit more about you, is there something coming? Do you have any articles? How can people reach you?
Well, you can find me on Instagram or find me on Facebook at Living Well with Faye, or one word. You can Google me as well. I've got a Google business page. And as much as I don't have a website, I've got a lot of web presence. So if you just type in my name, EFT Tapping Practitioner, the Kidspot article will come up. The Body and Soul article will come up. And the Kidspot article is very interesting. If you're a mum, you might want to read that. It's written by a freelance journalist who is my client, about my work with her and her 2 boys.
Oh, okay.
She wrote a 6-minute piece. It's a 6-minute read. Okay. Feature piece, without me asking, she just said, "I want to write a piece on you on Kidspot." So that was great. It gave EFT a real shout out. She's beautifully written and crafted. That's what a journalist does well. Like, they interweave everything, my questions, my answers, into her experience. Did that with the article. And it was just a beautifully written piece. Yeah.
Yeah, and I'll put the links in here so you can
Yeah.
just click and or copy and paste. It's wonderful. Thank you for coming. Thank you for being here, sharing all
pleasure.
your knowledge and doing tapping with us. And before you go, I'll ask 3 questions to all my guests. So first question would be, what's the spirituality for you?
Spirituality is following your inner voice without hesitation.
Love it.
And that takes practice.
It does. But you get better with age.
Yeah. yeah, you get better with life lessons.
Yes.
You have to.
Experience.
Otherwise.
Well, no, you don't have to. There's always a choice. But
you can keep repeating it. It's all good.
Yeah, no, you can keep repeating. You know, it's a choice. It's always a choice, but it does get easier.
Yes.
It does get easier. So thank you. So next question. What's the best gift that you have given to yourself?
What's the best gift that I've given to myself? Gosh. When I gave myself the backing to buy my first car outright with cash and to buy my first apartment as well. Not outright with cash, but the deposit was cash.
Yes. Yeah. Well, I'm like, oh my God, this lady's loaded.
No. But it was the threshold you need to cross over, as the younger adult, right?
Yeah.
To really back yourself, doing it by yourself, because I've always had this princess dream that I might do it with a partner. But at that time, it was like, no one's coming to save you. You're doing this by yourself. Even if you're getting married, you're saying yes by yourself. Nobody's saying yes with you. You're saying yes yourself. So, does that backing and that learning at that stage.
I love it because that combines your Aries sun, your Aries moon, the leadership, the yay, but also the Taurus there rising. Like Taurus, it's important for Taurus to have a house, a home, a safe place.
Oh, right, is it?
So, yeah.
I didn't know.
So there you go. That's where it comes from too.
Yeah.
So last question would be, what would be the best advice that you would give to your younger self?
To keep backing myself. I'm already impressed that I listened 20 plus years ago, that I listened to my intuition, and at that time, leaving the job at that time with nothing else to go to, right? The craziest thing I could do. And there's more moments that I should have listened to, but I didn't listen to. And it's really about backing myself at those moments. Yeah. And so that comes round to the first question of what's spirituality. It really is listening to your gut, listening to your inner voice, however you receive it. But the double dare and physical challenge is the doing of it. Is actually going ahead and doing it.
That's great. That's great. That's fantastic. Thank you so much for coming.
Yes, and thank you for having me.
Thank you. Thank you very much. And we'll see you next time.
All right. Bye, everybody.
Bye.